This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Tuesday, August 26th. Starting out, I'm going to talk about a difference in this market, and this is something that's catching up. And I'm not going to go into great detail, but it's green stocks versus available stocks. Big difference. And right now, we're going to go to South America and look at it because that's where this is really starting to be noticed. Brazil just got done harvesting what we were told is a record soybean crop, big corn crop, huge safrinha yields, and yet we're not seeing exports come out of Brazil. And some of these global importers look at it and they're like, okay, there's all these world stocks we can buy. We don't have to push for them. Well, if they're not being sold and they're not moving, they're not available. And if they're not available, they're not there. The amount of available stocks that are willing to be sold right now considerably less than the total stocks. That's a big difference, and that's why we're seeing this cash market perk up. This is the same in the domestic market. Just because farmers have inventory does not mean they're going to sell it. That's why we see this basis volatility. And a lot of your big buyers, this is why they keep jerking basis back and forth. If they can't buy it with a good basis, they'll try to scare it out of you with a weak basis. Don't get caught up in that. Second thing I'm watching, Brazilian expansion for next year. Ag Resource put out their estimates. And bottom line, soybean acreage to increase 2%. The lowest increase, I believe, in the past 11 years, I think, for Brazil. The thing is we've heard about this in our weekly calls with Eduardo from AgriInvest. He has told us that the expansion, he doesn't think it's going to go backwards, that we won't see as many or would see fewer acres, but he does think the expansion is going to slow this year. Main reason, same as in the United States, input costs and commodity values. The thing is, with Brazil's increasing domestic demand, a slight increase on soybean production, 2%, and no increase on corn production, probably going to cut into their exports. We could see Brazil increase their production a little bit this year and see less exports. Not out of the question. Cash buyers looking at that. Third and final thing I'm watching here today, and I hit on this on Twitter yesterday. I sent it out, but I think there's a lot more jumping on this bandwagon, and that's how much rain we need to finish out this crop. In Michigan here, mid-Michigan, our agronomists are telling us that they need 6 inches of rain to finish out the soybean crop. To get a normal soybean crop, we need 6 inches of rain. The average rainfall in Lansing, Michigan for the month of September is 3.5 inches. So we're, half of what we need. The wettest September on record was in 2016 with an average precipitation for the state at 8.7 inches, and that is because of a huge rain event that took place. One big event, not a lot of small ones. Bottom line, we're going into a dry finish on this crop. I've seen these before. Production takes a hit. That's all I'm going to say. Those are the three things I'm watching today.